Hello and welcome to today's Soul Wisdom training. So today we're going to be talking all about disappointment and how it shows up and stops us in our tracks and stops us really from moving forwards. So I'm waiting to see if a couple of people come up live. But while I'm waiting for you to join me, if you're watching the recording, then do comment and say hi. Ask me any questions throughout the training. I will come back to you. I will answer any questions that you have. But so a little bit about me. I'm Natasha Harris, and I support people to tap into the ancient wisdom of the Akashic records, to really helping them and removing obstacles that are standing in their way from playing it safe, playing it small, and keeping people pretty much stuck where they are without able to really tapping into their soul purpose, so that they can really open this doorway of potentiality and possibility moving forwards and really rewrite the scripts of their lives so that they can have a thriving and abundant life and business as well. So from here we have a really exciting vantage point to rewrite that script. So we do the wisdom training every Wednesday at 4 p.m, where it's around 20 minutes. You'll always get tools and tips to really create change. For me, it's all about the action. It's not about just getting a bunch of information and not doing anything with it. It really is about taking action and moving forwards with your vision and your purpose and your soul purpose moving forward. So I'm really here to help you on that soul journey. That's what I love doing, watching and helping people grow and grow their businesses and supporting the planet and having what I call soul wealth abundance, which is a real abundance of health and well-being, vitality, and also an abundance of health, as well as abundance of money, and also abundance in our relationships as well. And the Akashic records really help us to tap into that. Hi Monica, I can see you watching. Give me a hi to let me know you can hear me okay. It's always helpful to know. So really what I wanted to tap into today is, as I said, is about disappointment and how really not to let it stop you in your tracks, because it happens for most of us, unfortunately. You know, disappointment is part of life, it's part of business, but how we cannot do a complete and utter U-turn on our soul purpose moving forward. So really what it is a client, I was having a conversation with them last week, and it really prompted me to do the training this week around this topic, because I feel it's so important to really understand what's going on when disappointment kicks in. Hi Monica, thanks for letting me know you can see and hear me. So really what happened was she has got an amazing vision to help people who are in gangs, and really to helping them to move forward on that. And it's a beautiful vision. I mean, I see her light up when she talks about it. I know it's completely aligned to who she is through the Akashic records as well. But she found out, she was obviously doing a bit of research around it. She was doing some investigation. She was looking at things in a very different way since we've been talking about this vision of hers. And so she then stumbled across somebody who was doing something similar to her, and she immediately got disappointed. She got disheartened. She felt like it was a sign that she was completely on the wrong track, that it was already being done and that there was no space for her in continuing and doing what she was doing. And really it really isn't true. So after, thank goodness, we were chatting about it and she was telling me about it, because she didn't really know where to go from there. Her instinct was to stop, and she said, well, what do I do now? What's my vision now? And I said, it's the same vision. It's the same purpose. Don't let this stop you. And I really felt her disappointment. I don't know, Monica, if that's something that you really connect with as well, is disappointment. Let me know, because I know I in my 4 years of running my business, disappointment has come up quite a number of times for me. And, you know, disappointment it's fear in disguise, because the disappointment is like, oh my goodness, I'm disappointed. It means I'm on the wrong track. What should I do instead? And so it really is this fear of, well, actually we're stepping out of our comfort zone here. We're doing something new and we're doing something different. And so disappointment will show up. It might also show up in the form of procrastination, distraction, avoidance, any of those things that we kind of like keep putting off doing our soul vision and our soul purpose. And it causes us to do a U-turn and go straight back to where we were, which is our comfort zone, and no longer moving forwards. So this is something we really need to be aware of and really understand what it's trying to show us, because that is the important thing here, is to recognize it and to really understand what's going on. So disappointment is just trying to keep us safe. So yeah, Monica agrees with disappointment coming up, and it's okay to feel disappointment, and it really is. So what do we do with it when it actually shows up then? Because we have to be able to move through these things that stand in our ways, these obstacles that I was just talking about a moment ago that get in our way, but don't let us do a U-turn and go back to where we were in our comfort zone, where it's nice and comfortable, but it's not where we want to hang out. We have a bigger vision. We know that the world needs us. We know we need to step forward into that. There are people out there that need our help and support. So by us stepping back towards our comfort zone isn't helping anyone, least of all us. So what does it mean then? Firstly, it really doesn't mean that we're on the wrong track, that the vision isn't wrong. There is always room for other people to be doing what we're doing. I always say I'm a coach, and I train coaches as well in setting up their practices. But my view is always yes, there are loads of coaches out there doing similar stuff to us, but there is really no competition. And I truly and firmly believe that, because what we're doing is we're offering a piece of us, and we will have a different way of looking at things. We will have a different way of working with our clients. We will be able to offer them different perspectives. And so there is no competition, because we could have two people that are doing exactly the same thing, but there will be some people that will resonate to one person and other people that will resonate to others. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense, because other people doing something, it's not about stealing their ideas or doing something similar. It's about what else can you offer into the mix of that. You know, there is nothing that exists in isolation. You know, when electricity and when you know, was being thought about and developed, you know, there wasn't just one person thinking about it and creating it. There were lots of people all over the world who were doing innovations that were creating electricity in different ways. It was just one person that actually managed to find the winning combination and add it to the mix. But it's all in the collective consciousness, right? There is nothing that exists in isolation. So I hope that makes sense. So actually, the second thing is what we need to do is recognize that actually it is a sign that we are heading in the right direction. Okay, I'll say that again. It's actually a sign when we see other people doing what we're doing or similar things that are out there. It's actually a sign that we're heading in the right direction, because what we're doing is when we're putting our energy out there, we're putting our efforts and we're taking action to look for certain things, we are going to start to see different things come up on our radar that resonate to something similar. So we're going to come across other people and other things that are similar to what we have created or what we want to create. And that's great, because it means our awareness is growing around what's out there. We can embrace these other things out there, and we can add to that collective consciousness. We can start to see that we're attracting these things towards us, and that's okay. That's really great. Hi, Amina, I can see you've just joined us as well. Give us a wave, let me know you can hear us. So our inner world is actually a reflection of our outer experiences. And so if there are similar things that are showing up that we want to create, then we're going to see that. We're going to be aligned to that. And we're going to see that. So then the third thing that what we can do from there is really about keeping going. Hi, Amina. Keep going, keep exploring. Other opportunities are now available. You've now found other people who have got similar ideas to you, that are thinking along the same tracks as you. How might you collaborate with them? How might you have conversations with them and see what else is missing? What else can you offer to the pot? What else is unique about you that they're not doing? So do you see how it can actually be an opportunity when we get disappointed by something out there that we cannot control? It's actually an opportunity for us to ask a whole set of different questions, however that disappointment shows up. If it shows up in the fear of form, of fear, of procrastination, avoidance, distraction, all of these kind of things, it's an opportunity for us to say, okay, so what's going on here? What else am I missing? What else can I do? And it's like, what haven't you thought about yet that can further excite you, further expand your vision, and create more excitement about what you're doing out there in your world and your soul vision and your soul purpose. So there really are no barriers to our vision and our purpose except those that we put up in front of us, okay? Ego is keeping you safe. It has a purpose, right? It's reptilian. It goes back to the caveman days. We cannot out-evolve our ego. It's going to try and keep us safe. It's going to find evidence out there that is going to encourage you to go back towards your comfort zone and go, this is too scary. We have to step outside of our comfort zone in order to move forward and create change in our life. If it was comfortable, we're not stepping out of our comfort zone and we're not creating something new. So we have to embrace and really celebrate that discomfort, however that shows up, and keep going. So I might do another Facebook Live and training about that, because actually our comfort zone is something we really need to really understand what's going on vibrationally and energetically in that, to really get to see how we can shift that and change that. So we don't want to stop. Just have a sip of water. We want to keep going. We want to look for the opportunities that we're missing. What don't we know yet? Because from our vantage point of where we're standing, we don't know yet what's going to happen, what information we're going to get access to, and how that's going to help us going forwards even further. Okay, so what I actually said to her when we were, I think it was in the email back to her, it's like, your purpose, your soul purpose is actually your passion. Right? It's the thing that lights you up, and I saw that light her up. Your purpose is following your heart, and your purpose is taking aligned action that's going to keep moving you forwards, and it's going to get uncomfortable sometimes. We're going to feel fear, we're going to feel discomfort, we're going to feel distraction, we're going to feel disappointment, we're going to feel all those things, but we need to keep taking action. So if it's the thing that lights you up but you don't know how you're going to get there, you need to keep going. Do ask me any questions as I'm going along, Monica, Amina, anyone else that's watching that I can't see, because I will answer them, I will come back to them. It is a fascinating topic. I can't kind of expand on it all. So really, I've just touched on action. You know, it really is all about the action. We have to keep moving forward. We cannot allow these feelings of disappointment, distraction, fear to stop us, to let it get in our way and stop us, so we do that complete U-turn and head back to where we were. So firstly, if you're feeling distraction, if you're feeling the disappointment or any form of that at the moment, there's a couple of tips that I want you to really lean into, okay? And firstly, that really is about acknowledging how you're feeling, because it's very real and it's very justified and it's really valid. So you really want to lean into that. You really want to acknowledge it so that you can, you know, not negate it, not push it aside, not tuck it up in a box and put it away for next time. You really want to lean into it and just say, okay, I acknowledge that I'm disappointed by this. Allow yourself to feel it, but also I want you to celebrate the fact that it's shown up, because it means you're moving away from your comfort zone. So, Amina, you'll know that I've talked about this a lot. You know, it's really something to celebrate. When it comes up, it's like, it's okay. You know, I get it. I acknowledge it. I feel it. It's fine. But keep celebrating it. It's okay because I'm moving forward. It wouldn't come up if I wasn't moving forward. But then start to focus on your next steps. Like, what's next? What's going to be the next step on in your plan to creating your vision? You won't have all the steps figured out yet, but you will be able to see the next step forward, and it's not going back, it's forward. So what can you tweak? There's a couple of questions that you can ask yourself. So note these down. What can you tweak? Take a step back from things and ask yourself, what's next? What's that next step? What are you missing that you haven't seen yet because you don't have all the information? What are the other opportunities that are out there that are available to you now that you know that something has come up that's disappointed you? What are the other opportunities? Who else can you talk to? How can you keep expanding on this vision by putting the energy of that vision out there? But above all, what you want to do is keep going. Take the next step to move through the feeling that you're feeling, the disappointment. Pick up the phone to someone, talk it out. Talk to someone who gets your vision and will encourage you and inspire you to keep going. You've got to commit to your vision. So no matter what shows up along the way, because stuff will show up, it's a guarantee, but you've got to commit, and commitment is deeper than motivation. Commitment gives us more than just motivation. Commitment is about saying, I will do this no matter what. Motivation is the thing that we need to keep going with in order to move forward, but the commitment is going to be the thing that's going to keep you going. So I hope that makes sense. So ask me some questions. If you've got any questions that something I've said doesn't quite make sense, or you want me to expand on that a little bit, we've got 5 minutes or so. So do ask me some questions. And if you're watching live, if you're watching the recording, sorry, then do ask me as well on there. I will see that message. I will see that question. So I will happily answer it. I love getting the questions because it makes it so much more interactive, and we learn from each other. You know, this is what this Facebook group is all about. It's about sharing our experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly. There actually are no good, bad, and uglies. They are just, you know, they are just emotions and feelings that come up. So it's not one or the other. It's just recognizing what's showing itself and what can we move through in order to create the change that we're looking for. So let me know if you have any questions at all. I'd love to answer them and expand on them. Maybe there's one bit that you heard me talking about that you'd just like me to expand on a little bit more. So just to recap then, really what this is about is really to you know, acknowledge the disappointment, however that shows up, the fear that shows up, the procrastination, the distraction, the avoidance, the sheer forgetfulness sometimes. You know, there's sometimes I think, oh, you know, there's something I really want to do and I just forget it. I'm just like, oh, what was that great thing that I thought about? And it's just like, it's completely gone. It's completely gone. My mind just has completely blanked it out. And I have to sit down and really think about it and say, actually, you know what, I don't want to forget about that because I really felt strongly about it. So I have to sometimes sit myself down and remember what some of these good ideas are that I've had. And remember, we don't have to do them all immediately. These things also evolve as time goes on. So really acknowledging how you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel it. And if that means you have to take an hour out, to go for a walk, go and sit and have a coffee, read your book, do something different, then do what you need to do in that moment. But then start to focus on what is the next step by asking yourself a different set of questions. Keep going with the plan, taking the next step. What can you tweak? What are you missing? What other opportunities are out there? So, and then keep taking action. Keep taking action. That's the most important thing, because, you know, just thinking about these things and having lots of bits of paper, beautiful bits of paper and vision boards, which I love. I've got a couple in my office and in my room. You know, having those are great, but just having those and taking no action towards it isn't going to make that vision a reality. And that's also something that I will talk about in terms of the law of attraction at some point in another training, with soul wisdom training, that actually the law of attraction isn't about just putting things out there and allowing it to come to you. It's about putting them out there and then taking the action that's going to draw it energetically towards you. So I hope you guys are finding this helpful. I'd love to know how you're finding it so far, but do get in touch if you have other questions. So if you don't want to post this publicly, then please do send me an email, private message me. Probably best to send me an email at natasha@mindbodysoulenergy.co.uk. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the Akashic Records, how they can really support you in stepping forwards to creating a new pathway forwards, releasing and letting go of all the energetic obstacles that are standing in your way from really stepping truly into your vision and taking that action, then please do send me a message. I would love to share some of those insights of the Akashic Records with you. So we're just coming up to 20 minutes, and I did say that I will keep these soul wisdom trainings to 20 minutes, and I'm going to keep true to my word today. But if you have any questions, then let me know, and I'll see you again next Wednesday, 4 p.m. for the next training, and sharing some other insightful tips and tools and actions that you can take to further you on your soul mission and your soul vision. Take care. Bye for now.